Hello everybody, welcome to Game 4 of the Bloody Ox Quarterfinals. This is Hamwolf coming at you with another GwentCast, bringing you this Game 4 in a best-of-3 series. Goro making a run for these semifinals. We're going to go ahead and see Queensguard versus Radovid again. So this is going to be Radovid Armor Up. If you didn't catch the last few games, I encourage you to go check them out. There will be a link in the description. Goro losing the coin flip will decide what he wants to lead with. Again, we'll probably see King Bran, and we'll see the opener that he has used before.
Of course, friend.
So Old Geared, Queensguard Ceres coming down, discarded off of that Bran. A 2-point lead for Goro. We'll see how Nathan wants to respond, maybe open with another troll, as seems to be his MO. A lot of options for the opener here. A 2-point lead only for the Skellige player means that the Radovid player has a lot more options, as they are not in any danger of falling behind. Usually Queensguard has very low tempo starts, but once they're all set up, they have a pretty consistent power ban across all 3 rounds. Banard Tutor coming down for the Northern Realms player. Skellige wants to respond potentially with a Warmonger. Warmonger potentially wants to discard that last Queensguard.
I'll take that treasure. Till you call it off with it.
But we'll see if that's exactly what he wants to do, and it is. So Queensguard coming out, discarded off of that Warmonger. And Thaler, the response from the Northern Realms player, giving a 20-point lead to Goro, but Goro's going to give that up with a Summoning Circle to copy Thaler to negate that card advantage, which is very important when you are the player who lost the coin flip, is to not get caught out under that Silver Spine, because then you're stuck with choosing whether or not you want to potentially be 2 cards down, or have your opponent bleed you out a little bit more. So Coral instantly going to come down and deal with that Trollolo. Trollolo is very dangerous if you let it get out of hand. Dunbanner Heavy Cavalry powered up significantly by the Troll. So none of that. Coral will say that I want to deal with you right now, and Witch Hunters will come down, targeting Banard Tutor. But Lacerate's going to deal with that immediately, also taking down the Jade Statue. So 5 cards thinned out of the Northern Realms deck, but that 18-point power swing is going to be gone and unavailable. I would have maybe liked to see Harpooner put to use before those units were destroyed, but if you take that risk, you risk running into a potential Commander's Horn. So another Banard Tutor coming down off of Stennis, and no card will be mulliganed. So 2 units with 5 armor available for a Dunbanner Heavy Cavalry deploy trigger. Something for those Heavy Cavalry to eat, and we'll see how the Queensguard player wants to respond to this if it is time to launch that Queensguard. From what I can tell, Goro didn't want to launch his Queensguards in round 1 in the last video. So what that leads me to believe is that he may not want to do it again for his own reasons. I'm not exactly sure what they are, but Ceres does still have 4 counters on her. We'll see if he wants to maybe power her out this round via a Raider
Freers be the
A
bravest.
couple Queensguard triggers, maybe a Priestess. We'll see. So Raider is going to come down and just shoot a Banner Tutor for 4. One counter coming off of that Ceres. A 7-point lead for the Skellige player. Skellige player down 1 card though, so not significant in that manner. Radovid wants to develop his board a little bit stronger tempo. A 13 power Dun Banner Heavy Cavalry, eating up Stennis' armor. So 41-35, players even on cards. A 6-point lead for Radovid. Skellige got a few options here. Can push that Thaler into the back row via Harpooner. That will be a 12-point play off of the Harpooner. So not a terrible option. But again, if you were playing around that Commander's Horn by deciding to lacerate that Witch Hunter row instead of using it to the advantage of the Harpooner, then maybe you are still wanting to play around the Commander's Horn by not moving that Thaler. This is the problem with being the 1 card behind due to being on the play. So Whale Harpooner does opt to push Thaler into the back row, dealing 4 damage to it, a 12-point play. And Radovid's going to come down and just be a 14 power play, but it does get to open up the ability to play Ceres out. So unloading a Ceres here is not an unreasonable play by any means. Now we'll see if Goro gets punished for pushing that 5th unit into that row by a Commander's Horn. Commander's Horn might shut Goro out of this round 1.
Dark clouds gather over Temeria.
None of the golds have been played for the Northern Realms player, and they are playing John Natalis. So, yep, John Natalis coming down here for that Commander's Horn to 26-point play. Puts this round likely out of reach for Goro. I don't think that Goro can continue to play into that. So, 4 cards each. Olgierd will prevent a free dry pass for the Northern Realms player.
No move for chests.
Round 1 going to Radovid. Nathan looking good to move on to the semifinals, but still 2 more rounds to be played, so we'll see what Goro can do from here. Clan on Crate Raider being mulliganed. Olgierd coming down will help prevent the dry pass. But it looks like Northern Realms might want to play into this. We'll see how they want to navigate this round.
Sure, be glad to.
You stand before royal majesty.
Hopefully Goro can win this round 2 and possibly pull a Gigni. Gigni really, really strong in the following rounds. The Queensguard is ready to resurrect Ceres, so we'll see that Queensguard come down. And 2 resurrections counts down those last 2 timers on Ceres for a 25-17 score. Players even on cards.
Nature
An 8-point lead for Skellige. So Goro and his Queensguards taking a pretty strong lead here, and the response will be Kirametz which will be enough to take the lead off of that Thunderbolt potion. Goro with some pretty tough decisions here. Whale Harpooner dead to that armor currently. Priestess, a possible scenario that could set up the Grimace blood-curdling roar to get a bear. Lots of healthy options for the Skellige player. Sigdrifa also available. Sigdrifa may want to be saved until the last round. Grimace could also eat himself with the bear, and then Sigdrifa can resurrect the Grimace. Whale Harpooner opting to move Stennis to the middle row, basically giving up the damage off the Harpooner trigger to help break up future Thunderbolt potions.
Worked with idiots my whole life.
And the Northern Realms player did get Thunderbolt potions off of that Dijkstra. So 2 Thunderbolt potions going down, really being rewarded for that Harpooner play. Not a play I think a lower level player would make. So this is, again, Goro flexing his experience with this deck, showing that Harpooner has a lot of potential to disrupt the opponent's side of the board.
War, my beloved!
Priestess will come in and grab one of those block warmongers. Pull the last Clan on Crate Raider out of the deck to pull exactly 4 points ahead. Heavy Cavalry coming in. 58 to 48, a 10-point lead for Radovid. Grimace comes in and makes a blood-curdling roar, eating that Priestess, and I don't think I like that. I think I would have liked to see Grimace eat himself here. As Sigdrifa could resurrect Grimace again for another blood-curdling roar. Because my issue here is that if the Northern Realms player continues to push this, and they certainly will off that Hailstorm, then these units that resurrect things out of our graveyard, there's nothing really left to get. So basically only 2 Whale Harpooners available for the Resurrects. And they will be enough to catch up
is patient,
in this
but
specific turn. But if another big play, like another Dunbanner Heavy Cavalry comes down, that's going to spell the end for Goro. So I think I'd actually like to push Shani into the back row. Well, actually, okay, I take that back. I do want this Heavy Cavalry to come to the front row, because if the next play is a Heavy Cavalry, we'll get an extra point off of that. And it is a Heavy Cavalry. I'm not sure that this is actually enough, though. Stennis just has too much armor.
What do you need?
That's going to be a 19-point play. I'm not sure if Grimace had eaten himself, if that would have been enough here. That would have only been another 10 points or so, so that might have been enough. But unfortunately, this does make Goro finish out this quarterfinals with a loss. Will not be moving on to the semifinals. Congratulations, Nathan, for moving on to the semifinals. If you guys liked this type of deal where we played a few games out over some days in a series, go ahead and tweet Goro at GoroGwent. Tell him to send us another game from his next tournament. If you have a game that you'd like to submit, go ahead and send that over to me at hammerwolfgwent@gmail.com. If you haven't submitted a video to me before, there's a really good chance that I will cast that video for you. So thank you everybody for tuning in. This is Hammerwolf, signing off.